Hello, and welcome to the 2021 Virtual SAC Football Media Day. I'm here with Mars Hill's head football coach, Tim Clifton. Welcome, and thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me. Excited about this year.
So are we. So the first question I have for you is, obviously 2020 was a very challenging year for all of us. But what were the biggest challenges, or what are some of the biggest challenges you feel your team will have to cover going into the 2021 season?
Well, we all know how hard it was last spring and trying to get through spring practice and trying to even play a game, basically. I think the biggest challenge again is the new variants that's out there, the Delta variants that is spreading very fast. And I think the most important thing for us now is how are we going to keep our young men safe and make sure we can continue to practice and have a season.
Of course, I agree. It's definitely been in the talks everywhere that, we have this sudden surge of corona again, and it's kind of putting a little damper on the start of our seasons, but we are very hopeful that we will have a good and successful football season and really all the fall sports in spring once again. With that, it's going to be a tough season like all seasons. What kind of leadership do you have coming back this fall? And how many new faces do you have coming into the program this fall?
Well, I think we have great leadership returning because we return our starting quarterback, Jimmy Urzua, and then we also have several offensive linemen that do a great job of leadership. And I just think for this season, there's a lot of guys that are going to step up and help lead this football. The biggest thing for us will be taking some new guys and plugging them in spots where we need help immediately. But really, I think we have some of the best leadership we've had in the last 10 or 15 years.
Well, that's awesome. I actually done an interview back when we weren't doing fall sports. I did an interview with Jimmy last fall for a takeover thing. So he's a really awesome kid. So I'm sure he will be great this season. And then also, what's your team looking like? How's your defense looking? How's your offense looking?
Well, we offensively, we lost probably the best player that's been in this league offensively in the last 5 or 6 years, and Craig Rucker, who holds all receiving records in the Southland Conference. But I think what we've got a lot of veterans coming back on the offensive line, and again we have Jimmy as a starter coming back. We have Ty Snelson, who has really been a really good tight end for us in the last few years. I think our run game will be stronger than it's been in the past 4 or 5 years. So I'm really excited about that part of it. And I think we've helped ourselves with receivers that we've brought in. But I think we'll be a much more balanced football team offensively than we've been in the last 4 or 5 years.
Exactly. Balance is key to all sports. And then my other question for you is, looking past this season into 2022, we'll have Barton, Erskine, and Emery and Henry joining the league. How do you think that's going to affect the dynamic of the SAC? And, are you looking forward to playing these teams? What's your input on that?
Yeah, I'm excited that they're stepping in and having an alliance with the league. I think it really helps us as far as scheduling wise, as far as trying to build some more rivalries in the area. And I think it was a great move for us as a conference I'm just excited about that part of it. When I came into the conference 100 years ago, we had Elon and we had Presbyterian and we had Cardinal Web, and so it was really you just scheduling lives was so much easier. So, but we're really excited about them coming into the league. And the one thing I didn't touch on earlier is our defense. I'm excited about where we are there because we've got veterans coming back on defense, especially at defensive line. We have Earl Adams and Acevita coming back along with Sean Bowen. So I really feel good about that area too. But as far as scheduling, those teams coming in, I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, you're probably the third coach to tell me like, oh, it's so great. The scheduling is going to be awesome. Like that's like the number one thing. They're like, this is going to be great for our divisions. Like it's happy to hear that for sure. And then my last question for you, since you touched on rivalry a little bit, currently, who would you say is your biggest rival in the SAC?
Every team in the SAC. Every single one.
That's a good answer.
Every single team.
That's a great answer.
It is. Noah. After being in the league for so many years, sometimes some years, 3 or 4 years in a row, it's this team, and all of a sudden it's this team, then it's this. So all of them, every one of them is a rival, and it's such a tough conference to play in.
Yep.
So you better be ready to play every week. So, there it is. They all know that they're rivals.
Exactly. I love that answer. You always got to be on your toes, always ready to play. Can't take any team for granted because, like you said, we have such an amazing conference. Well, Coach, that is all I had for you today. We are so looking forward to watching you all play this season, hoping and praying for a great, successful season. I just want to thank you again for being here today. I know you guys are busy kicking off practices and such, so yeah, I hope you have a phenomenal season.
We plan to, and Brittany, thank you for taking the time to visit with us.
Of course. Thank you so much.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.